Hello, welcome to this channel Gain Java Knowledge, and in our previous video we have discussed java.lang package object class, and today in this video we will discuss StringBuffer and StringBuilder classes of java.lang package. Okay, let's start first with string class. What is string? String is an immutable class in Java. And what do you mean by immutable? Immutable means once we have created a string object, we cannot perform any changes in the existing object. For example, if we have created object by using string str is equal to new string new object, then we cannot modify this object. If we are trying to modify the object, then the new object will be created with new changes. So this behavior is nothing but immutability of the string object. And the second one is StringBuffer class. StringBuffer class is a mutable class. Means once we have created a StringBuffer object, we can perform any changes in the existing object, and that is not possible in string class. So this behavior is nothing but it is known as mutability of object. Okay, let's see and start to write the code. Here I will create one class, new class, and here we will check string class mutability and string buffer class mutability. So here class will be test. So here I will declare one main method, and inside main method first I will create string class objects and will check string is immutable or not. So here I will create one new string object, and here I will pass Java as a parameter, and next I will do modification. So when I will do any modification in existing object, then it will create a new object. So here I will pass knowledge, and it will not affect on already existing object. And when I will print this str, then what will be the output here? Here the output will be Java. Okay, I will run this application, and here we can see Java, and there is no effect when we did some modification here. But if we are using string buffer class, that is mutable, string buffer class, and here I will pass Java, and when I will try to modify this object, append knowledge, and now I will print this object, that is SB. Now we will see the output will be Java knowledge, because string buffer is a mutable class. We can perform modification in already existing object. So here we can see the output, that is Java knowledge. If we are using string buffer class, then modification is possible in already existing object, but with string class it is not possible. So this behavior is known as immutability, and string buffer class is known as mutable. Now we will check one more comparison here. So here I will just remove this line and will copy it here, and we'll create one new object, that is string1, and this is string2. Here I have created two objects by using string class, and now here I will check the equality of both objects, and here I will call str1 is equal to str2, and also check by using equals method, str1 dot equals str2, that is str2. And in string buffer class I will do the same thing. Here I will copy it and paste it. It will be sb1 and this will be sb2, and here I will perform same operation. by using equal operator and dot equals method, I will check the equality of the object. So here sb1, sb2, and here sb1 and sb2. Now what will be the output when I will run this application? In our string class, dot equals method have overridden, that is meant for content comparison. And when I have created this object string str1 is equal to new string, then internally it created two objects. And here we can see when we have created str1, then there the object will be stored in its heap memory and string constant pool area. Its heap memory and also in string constant pool area. So when we will declare this statement, then the object will be created in our heap memory, that is the Java will be created here. And one object will be created in string constant pool area, but the str1 will be referred to the heap memory object str1, that will be referred to this object. And when we have declared string str is equal to new string Java, when we are using new operator, then the new object will be created, that is str2 is referencing to the different Java object. But in string constant pool area, duplicate objects are not allowed. If Java object is already available, then it will not create one new object. So here three objects will be created with these two statements. And str1 is referencing to the different object and str2 is referencing to the different object. So here equal to operator meant for reference comparison. If both objects are referencing to the same object, then only it will return true. So here it will return false because both are different objects. And the next one is str1 dot equals to str2. So here equals method have overridden in string class for content comparison. So here we can see string class has overridden this method that is meant for content comparison. If both objects are referencing to the different objects but the content is same, then it will return the true. So here the output will be true. But in StringBuffer class, equal to operator also meant for reference comparison. So both are referencing to the different objects, not are same. So it will also return false. But in case of dot equals method, it will not return true because in StringBuffer class equals method is not overridden, and it will use the object class equals method, and object class equals method meant for reference comparison because it also internally using equal to operator. So it will check if both the reference variable pointing to the same object, then only it will return true, otherwise it will return false if the content is same or different. So now I will run this application, and here we can see the output. It's returning false, true, and then false, that both for StringBuffer class and these both for string class. So we can say in string class dot equals method is overridden, that is meant for content comparison, hence dot equals method is returning true. But in StringBuffer class the dot equals method is not overridden, that is not meant for content comparison, hence it is using the object class equals method, so it is meant for reference comparison. Here we can see boolean java.lang.object equals. And the next we can check the importance method of string class. So here we can see string class all methods that is provided by string class. These are the constructor, 0 parameterized constructor, and this one is the 1 parameter and char array, these are the constructor provided by string class, and these are the methods that provided by string class, but we will discuss only a few important methods, that is index of last index. And these are the few important methods that mostly used in string class. First one is caret, and how we will use this caret. So here I will go to test class, and here I will declare one string str is equal to Java. If I will declare Java as a literal, then only one object will be created in string constant pool area and not will be in the string heap. So now what will happen? Here I will use for add char add function, that is caret, and it will get the element one by one based on its index. So here if I will print sysout str dot caret 0 index, then it will print first character of the string, that is J. So now I will run this, and here we can see J was the first character that available at 0th index. And the next one was concat operation. The concat function we can use to do modification. So here if I will use str.concat, and here I will add knowledge, but here we need to use reference variable of string, then only it will add. And here I will print str. Now here we can see the output, and here we can see Java knowledge. And third one is equals operator, and equals method is mainly meant for to check the equality of two objects. If we want to compare two objects, then we can use equals method. So here string str1 and str2. So here I will use sysout str dot equals str2, and it will return true or false. Here it's returning false because these are two different objects and both have the different content. Both objects have different content, so it's returning false. If the content will be same, then it will return true. So here we will print value for both objects str2, and that one is str. So str value is Java knowledge and str2 value is Java, and both have the different content, so it's returning false. And the next one is equal ignore case. Equal ignore case is also used for to content comparison and check the equality of the object, but here it will not check the case sensitivity. So equal ignore case meant for comparison where the case is also important. So here I will use sysout str1 dot equal ignore case. So here I will declare one string, that is str1, and here str1 equals ignore case and str2. If we are using equals method for check the equality of object. Then case is also important, but in case of equal ignore case, it will not check the case sensitivity. So in case, both will return true. But if I will make it Java as J as a capital letter, then in one case it will return false. If we are using equals method, then it will turn false because case are not matching. But in case of equal ignore case, case is also not important, so it's returning true. So in which case we need to use equals, and in which case we need to use equal ignore case. In general, to perform the validation of username, we have to use the equal ignore case function. But in case to validate the password validation, we have to use the equals method, where case sensitivity is also important. And the next one is substring function. So substring function we can use to return the string from its begin index to end of the string. So here I will use substring function str1 that contains Java. So here I will use substring function and just pass the starting index, that is 2. So it will print the value of string from second index 0, 1, 2. That will printing will be starting from second index and up to the end of string. So here output will be va. That is the output. And the next one is also substring function, and here we can pass the starting index of string and the last index of string. So it will just print the string between both, but it will also include the begin index value but not the last index value. So here I will use str1 dot substring starting index, that will be the same 2, but here the end index will be the 4, and here we can see 0, 1, 2, 3. Here 3 index and fourth index is not available, so here I will use third. Now it will print the value starting from second index and up to third index, but it will not include the third index value, that is a. So the output will be just v. Now I will run this, and here we can see the value is v. And now we will see the next one is length, that is used to calculate the length of the string. So here we will use length function to calculate the length of a string. So str1 dot length, so here length will be the 4. When I will run this, so length of Java will be 4. That is 4. And the next one is replace. Replace function we can use to replace old character with new value. So here our string, that is Java, contains Java. If I want to replace A with B, then here we can see str1 dot replace. Here we will want to replace only A, so here value of A will be replaced with new character. Here A will be replaced with B. So first the value of string 1 is Java, but after replacing character the value will be GB. So now I will run this application, and here we can see the output is GB. And replace function we can use to replace the characters of a string. And the next one is to lowercase. If we want to convert string into lowercase, then we can use this function str1 dot to lowercase. So our input was like this, Java, and the output will be all character will be in lowercase. After running, it will return lowercase string, that is Java. And the next one is, if we want to convert our string into uppercase letter, then we can use to uppercase. str1 dot to uppercase. Now all character will be converted into uppercase. So here our input was Java, but the output will be like this. So it was the output. And the next one is trim function, that if we want to remove the space from a string from the starting and ending. So to remove the blank space that present at beginning and end of the string, but not remove the blank space between or in the middle of the string. So if a string contains space in the starting like this, here I will declare new string str5 is equal to Java. So it will just remove the space from starting or end of the string, not between. So here I will call trim function dot to trim. Now the output will be like, I will run this application. So this is the output. This trim function is only used to remove the space from start and in the end of string, but not from the middle of the string. And the next one is index of. If we want to get the index value of any character, then we can use this function index of. So here if I want to print str1 dot value of j character, index of j, then it will return the index value in the form of int, that j is available and present at 0th index. And sometimes the interview may ask, string is a predefined immutable class, so can we create our own immutable class? Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. We can create our own immutable class, and we have that discussed in previous video, so I will give the link in description so you can refer that link also. And the next one is StringBuffer class. StringBuffer is a mutable class, so we can do the modification in already existing object. So if there is a requirement, the context is changing frequently, then it is never recommended to go for string class. Then we need to go for StringBuffer or StringBuilder class. And here we can see the StringBuffer class contains multiple methods. StringBuffer, it contains few constructor, that is zero parameterized and parameterized constructor also, and contains different methods that we can use if we are using StringBuffer class, and creates StringBuffer class, that is SB, that is zero parameterized constructor, so that we can use to create the object of StringBuffer also. And the default capacity of StringBuffer object is 16, so that we can check here. If we are creating StringBuffer object by using empty parameter StringBuffer, and here I will check the capacity of StringBuffer object, then it will be by default 16. So here we will print the capacity, and by default the StringBuffer object capacity is 16. that is the capacity of string buffer object is 16. And we can also define our own capacity. Just pass the parameter. If I will pass here 10, then it will change its capacity. Now its default capacity of this object is 10. And if here I will just pass the string value while creating string buffer object, that is Java, then what will be the capacity of this object SB? So that will be that its default capacity is 16 plus these 4, that is 20. And here we can see its capacity is 20. And these are the few important methods of string buffer class, that is length function, that is need to count the length of a string buffer object, and capacity is also used to get the capacity. And if you want to set character at index, then you can this function index value and character, that will be replaced. So to replace the character locating at specified index with the provided character, it will replace it. And the next one is need to insert any character in the string, then we can use insert function. And here we can also use delete function, that is used to delete the characters present at begin index to end -1 index. So here we can delete the range from the string from starting index to end -1 index. And the next one is delete char, and that is reverse function. If we want to reverse the string, then we can use reverse function to reverse the buffer object. And the next one is to set the length of a string buffer object. And the next one is that is used to ensure capacity function. The capacity based on our requirement we can define. And the next one is trim to size, and this function is used to release extra allocated free memory. After calling this method, length and capacity will be equal. So we can see here, if our string length is 4 but its capacity is 20, and if I will call sb dot to trim size, then its capacity and size both will be same. Now its length and capacity both will be the same after calling this function. So here I will cut this one and just paste it here. Now here we can see, now its capacity is just 4 and length is also 4. But here we can see the all methods available in string buffer class is not synchronized. Here we can see all methods are synchronized that are available in string buffer class. Synchronize. So it provides thread safety also. So here we can see all methods are synchronized. So every method present in string buffer is synchronized. Hence at a time only one thread is allowed to access the string buffer object, and it increases the waiting time of the thread and affect the performance of the system. So to resolve this problem, the new class will come, that was StringBuilder. So here we will go, and StringBuilder class also contain same functions that are available in string buffer class, but these functions are not synchronized. This class also contains same functions that are available in string buffer class, but these are non-synchronized. So at a time multiple threads can enter and execute. So we can see string buffer class every method is synchronized, but in string builder class there is no method is synchronized. And string buffer object is thread safe because string buffer object can be accessed by only one thread at a time. But in a string builder class is not a thread safe because it can accessed by multiple threads simultaneously, because these are non-synchronized. So in case of string buffer class, performance will be low, but if you are working with string builder class, the performance will be relatively high. And string builder class also contains same methods but non-synchronized. And string builder class is immutable class and contains same functions. Okay, thanks for watching this video.